Hello, everyone, and welcome to this latest session of Ask Dr. Sharon. I'm Sharon Walt, the Hashimoto Health Coach, and I'm delighted that you're joining me, either watching me live or listening to the recording. The whole reason behind the Ask Dr. Sharon sessions is to answer any questions that you might have about autoimmune conditions in general and Hashimoto's in particular. Now, I get a lot of the questions that I address from my clients, but also from some family and friends as well. So if you've got a question that you would like answered, then please get in touch. You can just put a comment below, or you can direct message me, and I'll look into it for you. Okay. Now, today I want to talk about why does it take so long to heal? But before I get into some other reasons for, practicing some patience with this, I'd like to talk about why this question just comes up so often. Now, bear with me as I have a little bit of a rant here. I believe it's because our current healthcare system treats all health issues as acute problems. So acute problems are things like broken bones, something incurred in an accident, can be an infection or any emergency situation. And for the most part, these types of situations are addressed very well. And in times past, these are the issues that people went to the hospital or saw a doctor for. And the problem or the root cause is generally relatively easy to see and diagnose, and a treatment was more easily prescribed. And so our healthcare system adapted to this with shorter appointment times and a focus on addressing the most obvious symptoms. Now, unfortunately, while acute problems are still with us, they are no longer the most common. Chronic disorders are, and how much the incidence of chronic disorders are built. The thing is, you can't really treat a chronic disorder the same way as an acute problem because the root causes are more complex and they are not readily apparent. It takes some time to figure them out. But we're used to the old methods, addressing a problem with a quick fix. So the problem is actually twofold. It's a healthcare system that hasn't adapted to the new reality of chronic disorders, but also our demands as patients for the quick fix. Now, implicit in this system of treating chronic disorders as acute issues is the abdication of our responsibility for the state of our own health. So if we get sick, well, it's an accident. It's not our fault. It's not a consequence of the choices that we've made in diet and lifestyle that directly affects our health, or so we tell ourselves. Okay, I realize that this seems pretty judgmental, and there are a lot of disorders that actually have a basis in genetic variation, something we don't have too much control over. But there is an upside to this. For the most part, if it's our choices that got us into the situation, into a chronic problem, then our choices can also remedy the situation. So that is cause for a lot of hope. There is a path forward. Okay. Unfortunately, the path forward, well, fortunately, it's a simple path. It's not necessarily an easy path. Okay, rant over with. Let's get into some of the reasons that chronic diseases such as autoimmune disorders and Hashimoto's can take so long to heal. Okay, the first one is just the complexity of the body's healing processes. So healing involves multiple intricate processes, including inflammation, tissue repair, and regeneration, each requiring coordination between different cells and even different systems. So, for example, the immune system must first identify and remove the pathogens or the damaged cells, then activate repair mechanisms. This involves a cascade of biochemical signals and cellular responses that can't be rushed. It's going to take some time. Another example is just the amount of time that regular cell growth and regeneration takes. Okay, just to give you another example of this, a few sessions ago, I shared with you some of the results of my latest blood test result. And one of the most prominent things that came up was that my red blood cells are getting too large. Now, what this means is that when they get too large, and it's actually considered a type of anemia, is that they're too big to fit through some of the smallest capillaries, and that's in our fingers and in our feet. And what that's meant for me is that I feel some numbness in my feet. Okay, the reason for the larger size of the red blood cells is usually a deficiency in B12 or folate. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not taking enough, but it might not be absorbed to the best effect. So what I've started taking is bioavailable B12 plus upping my stomach acid by taking some stomach acid pills to ensure that that is being absorbed. Okay, now as much as I would love to have seen some immediate results to that, the reality is I'm not going to see too much. It's going to take up to 4 months. Why? Well, the lifespan of a red blood cell is about 120 days. Okay, so as they have to wait for the existing two big ones to die off, and then new ones can now be regenerated, hopefully at a much smaller size. And that is normal. That's just the lifespan of a red blood cell. Okay, and we need to take that into account in just our expectations for how long healing is going to take. Okay. Let's look at the second reason. So the second one is individual variability. So each person's healing journey is going to be unique. It's influenced by genetic factors, overall health, previous health history, and also lifestyle. So factors such as nutrition, your stress levels, your sleep quality, physical activity, all play roles in healing. For example, adequate protein and vitamins are absolutely critical for tissue repair. And chronic stress has been shown to slow the process by keeping the body in a state of constant inflammation. And just as an aside here, I've mentioned it many times before, and I'll mention it again. If you're suffering from chronic stress, that is going to have an immediate effect on thyroid function. Okay. Now, again, a lot of these things it's not like you can change them right away. They are going to take some time because in a lot of cases, implementing like better nutrition or regulating your stress levels means breaking habits and building new ones. So it's going to take more time. Okay. Third reason, any underlying conditions that you might have. So pre-existing health conditions can significantly impact the speed of your recovery. So these include conditions like diabetes, autoimmune disorders, cardiovascular diseases. All of these can impair healing. And a lot of this is you will see these because the root causes are going to be interconnected with the healing process as well. So just to give you an example, an autoimmune disorder can cause the immune system to attack healthy tissues. I mean, that's basically just the definition of an autoimmune disorder. So if it's attacking healthy tissues, it's going to complicate and delay the entire repair process. Okay. Fourth reason, we touched on this just briefly before, lifestyle and environmental factors. So your daily habits, environmental exposures can either support or hinder healing. So things like smoking, alcohol consumption, poor diet, and exposure to environmental toxins, which is becoming a real kind of constant threat now. These can all slow down the body's ability to heal. But on the other hand, a nutrient-rich diet, regular exercise, and a clean environment will accelerate recovery. Okay, one of the last reasons I want to talk about are just the psychological and emotional factors. Again, mental health, emotional well-being are crucial for physical healing. They have an impact. So things like stress, anxiety, and depression can all negatively affect the immune system and prolong recovery times. So engaging in practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and stress management can promote a positive mindset, which is conducive to healing. Also consider positive social support and a hopeful outlook. This can also significantly influence one's recovery. Now, one of the things that I hear from my clients is that they feel so overwhelmed with some of the changes that they need to make. Now, combine that with symptoms of fatigue and with pain, and yeah, you've got quite a problem here. So yes, you will still need to make the changes, but not everything all at once. Small steps. This may take longer, but will have more lasting effect. Now, one of my favorite sayings is by someone that I've taken some mindfulness courses from, Mike Dooley. And it's one of his favorite sayings as well. And it says, do what you can with what you've got from where you are. Okay, so do what you can with what you've got from where you are. Take small steps, okay, and just be realistic with your progress. It's going to take some time. Okay, in the last few minutes that I have with you, I want to tell you about a new project from a friend and a colleague of mine, Meg Gordon. She has a new program. It's called the Healthy Lifestyle Blueprint. Excuse me here. It's designed not only for those with autoimmune conditions, but for anyone interested in improving any aspect of their health. It's very, very comprehensive. It's a 12-week program and features topics on diet, inflammation and metabolism, movement and exercise, relationships, stress, gut health, environmental health and toxins, anti-aging, and even more. Each topic area will have presentations from various experts in the field, and I am delighted to be presenting on two lessons on hormonal health and Hashimoto's and on stress. As I mentioned, it's a very comprehensive program. It's got something for everyone. And Meg has also priced it very competitively. And that's because she believes, like I do, that many people who would benefit from this are really being squeezed financially now. And we really don't want anyone to miss out. So what I'm going to do is put the link to check it out. Okay, that's in the comment section before. I'll also make sure that it's in the comment section of every platform that I'm streaming for here. So check it out. It's going to be starting very, very soon. And I'm sure that you will get a lot of benefit from it. Okay, well, that was perhaps a little bit longer than I normally go on about. But I hope you found this useful, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. Okay, bye for now.